Hola, everyone in internet land.
It's the Outlier podcast, number 15, I believe. I've got Nick Williams.
That is me,
and
gents and ladies.
Bryce Davila is the engineer of this particular one. This podcast was mixed by Bryce Davila at Audiobadger Studios.
Produced as well. When we're recording here in the studio.
Yeah, so...
Which is why...
All right, so you're the guy in the background. Better. Everybody knows that now. Let's proceed.
All right. So, Nick, have you seen the movie... What was the movie that we watched earlier, Bryce?
Black Panther.
Have you seen Black Panther?
No, I've not.
Have you any interest in superhero films?
I kind of want to watch Black Panther just to see what it's all about, but no, I don't.
Okay. It is not that bad. I'll give it a solid 3 out of 5. No spoiler section of the review. It was all right. Spoiler section. Black Panther dies at the end. Just kidding. But there is death in the film because, superhero movie, you got to kill a bad guy. Well, I don't know where I was going with this. Your dog's barking. This is the first time we've been at Audiobadger Studios.
Next question.
And recording it. Perhaps I should have put an AMA out. I didn't really have a thing going into this.
We can talk about whatever.
That last podcast that we did with Olisa and Carson from Baltimore. Do you remember that?
I do recall such activities 1 week ago today at this exact moment.
The audio on that podcast was so bad that Bryce and I are going to figure out how to prevent that from ever happening again.
Was it really that bad? I thought it was pretty decent.
It was bad.
It was.
Was it just them that were bad, or was it all of us that were bad?
It was the entire thing, except for like Carson's microphone, which was pretty top notch. But the transition.
He's the only one that had like a legit microphone. It was like, let's do this.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, because we broadcasted on OBS, and we were talking on Discord, but I think OBS's software was confused at who should be talking at what point, you know what I'm saying? So the transitions, like when I would stop talking, somebody else would pick up. It would be awkward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Probably because we're not using the same mics, but yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Anyhow, we're gonna get that squared away. I'm happy to be here at Audiobadger Studios, which is really great. Bryce, you have like a legit setup in here.
Yes,
I do. Every time I come in here, I'm more impressed. Like something gets cooler every time.
It's a constant learning process, constantly building.
Yeah. How about that song that we did? Does everybody like that song? Put your question in the comments or
type 1 in the chat.
Yeah.
If you like the song.
Type 1 in the chat, even though we're not doing this live. Do it in the comments.
Yeah, in the comments.
Press F for respect.
Respect.
Hold it. Wait, is it? Oh yeah, it is. I think it is press F to pay respects.
Press F to pay respects.
I don't understand that. What's the story behind press F for respects?
It's a meme.
It's a video game thing. It's a video game reference. It became a meme. It came from that
Proceed.
Some kind of detective game or something.
It was Metal Gear Solid, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was that one where you're like the film, the noir detective, and you're running around. I have no idea what it's. You know what I'm talking about? It came out like a couple of years ago for the PS3, and like you had the option to doubt or lie, or I don't know what I'm talking about. But Nick,
fuck boys.
Nick, you were talking about some kind of cryptocurrency you were trying to transfer over to. Why and what is it? And
okay, all right. So I want to get more into Monero. Some of the more adept listeners will understand what I'm talking about. But Bitcoin takes a long time for transactions to happen, and they're super trackable, even though cryptocurrency is supposed to be kind of the private coin, kind of like cash. But as soon as someone figures out what your wallet number is, they can trace all the coins that have gone in and out of your wallet and see where they came from. And it's not as private as you might want. If I'm going to have cryptocurrency, the whole point of it is privacy.
Right.
Which is where Monero comes in. It uses 2 or 3 different algorithms, and then all the transactions go through like Tor kind of shits and all kinds of other stuff that I still even myself don't understand all the way. But the bottom end of the story is it's super private. And I want to switch to that because that's the whole point of cryptocurrency. But then also, NiceHash is bending me over the table right now because when Bitcoin was worth nothing and I was mining, it was giving me about $7, $8 a day, but I was getting paid out every day. So, which means I was getting 0.01 Bitcoin every day. But now that the value of Bitcoin has started to go back up again, we're reaching 10 grand again. I'm still mining $7, $8 a day, but the value in Bitcoin has been cut in half. And so now I'm only getting paid every other day or every third day. And it's pissed me off because it's less mining, even though it's the same amount in American dollars.
Yeah.
I don't know how to fix that. Perhaps someone can phone in and tell me how to fix myself.
Perhaps. Leave a comment if you know anything about how to fix Nick's predicament, my friends, in the thing. Oh, fun fact, I'm thinking about starting a new YouTube channel for the podcast only.
Woo!
I don't know, I'm looking for a job right now, and I want to put this stuff, I want to put like my productive productions page, and that'd be like the, hey, I'm looking for a job, come look at the stuff that I do, and then like actually start my other thing, which will be separate.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea to have me separate from whatever you want people that are going to hire you to look at.
That's true. You are a grotesque and disgusting creature.
Now, my body's sexual as all get out. Just my language is grotesque.
No, your body's right up there with your language. You're fat and ugly.
False. You are the one who's disgusting, sir.
That's true. I am also disgusting, but these are not,
We've all seen the cartoon ball that looks exactly like you and scares children in their dreams.
the Outlier ball.
I look like Santa Claus. Children love me.
No, you have a red beard. Santa Claus does not have a red beard.
I look like an Irish Santa Claus.
You look like a little Irish Santa Claus. You sound like an Irish Santa Claus. You drunk piece of
Exactly.
shit.
That's the joke. Get with the program.
Yeah.
Next question.
Bryce, what is your favorite breed of dog?
Dead.
Got to be Labradors. Purebred Labs.
Nick, what is your favorite breed of dog?
Not in my house.
Appropriate.
True. Yeah. I'm trying to come up with something else. Somebody do the heavy
got
lifting
nothing.
here. Definitely got nothing.
Dogs just destroy your house.
That's true. I do have a...
Leave them outside to eat varmints. And in that case, why don't you just have a barn cat? There's no difference.
Barn cats are handy as well.
As long as you can leave them outside and not have to feed them, there's no difference.
That's true. We raised a barn cat. And then
Then your dog ate it.
No.
It eats varmints, and that's its job.
That's true. The dog, when we found the barn cat, actually we found it because the dog had cornered the cat mother and was going to eat it as though it was a varmint. But this particular varmint was sharp, or at least that's how I would think that, what went through Comet's mind. And then, the mother skedaddled. The dog ate one of the kittens, and then we saved the other one. And then the other one got ran over like 6 weeks later. And then the dog dug it up and ate it. Most of it, anyway. She was quite proud of that. And, I was quite horrified. How about we get off our phones during a podcast?
How about you talk about something interesting?
Oh.
Oh, sick burn. Next question.
I don't have any questions, Nick.
Well, it sucks to be you. So, about the shooting in Florida, what's your thoughts?
Actually,
No, you got a lot of them. Spill the beans.
yeah, okay. So, first off, there needs to be discipline taught to children now. There's no respect for life being given, and that's something that needs to return to our society, not just our schools. The other thing is, I feel like a great way, one of the many solutions that needs to happen in this situation is, proper firearm discipline needs to be taught at a young age. I was taught proper firearm discipline when I was like 7 years old, and I have confidence that I can shoot. I can clean my weapon and shoot it proficiently. I'm not, a great. I don't know the difference between like an M4 and I'm not gonna lie to you. I know what an M4 is, but I don't know what ACOG means. I believe it has something to do with a scope.
Yeah, that's an optic.
Yeah. See,
In video games, that's always like the 2x scope or something.
I know less about firearms than about the particulars of firearms than most people with video games, but I can shoot better than most people that I know with a rifle. Anyhow, I'm not too good with a pistol. I'll tell you what, that 1911 that you had.
That thing shoots like butter.
I love that thing.
That's the best 1911 I ever had.
Yeah.
And it's got a rail so I can put a flashlight or a laser dot thing on the bottom of it. It's fucking butter.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome. What do you think about the shooting thing? What do you think about arming teachers?
I think it's awesome if Trump pulls through and actually pays them extra for being armed.
Yeah.
But otherwise, to each their own. If they want to be armed, good on them. If they don't, that's their choice. Because we live in the great country of America, where you have choices.
I think we need to definitely one of the things.
But you know what? Just to play devil's advocate a little bit on this whole Florida shooting, in little Podunk, nowhere, Texas, where I come from, I went back to the high school 10 years later to get my freaking grades and shit so I could go apply for junior college, and the door was locked. I could not get in. How has Florida failed on locking the door so people can't get in at random hours of the day?
That's true.
That seems like step one.
Yeah, I was down.
And then if someone shoots through the glass doors to get in, what should we do? Call the fucking police at this moment before they ever get to pulling the fire alarm, getting kids out of the class, and shooting them up.
That was one of the things that happened. There were sheriffs on the spot when the shooting occurred, and they were posted out the doors, and they decided, sorry y'all, they decided not to go in.
I heard about that one guy that was too scared because the kid had an AR.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you kidding me? You're also holding an AR, and you're trained on it.
Yeah.
Go fucking shoot that dude in the dome and get this shit over with.
Yeah, that sheriff's department is like a national fiasco now because they're evidently that sheriff is like pro. Hey, turn your guns in, we'll take care of you. That's what the memes say.
It's pretty awful. That sheriff's department also owns a Lamborghini.
I seen that as well.
Yeah, that cracked me up.
Yeah.
That way they can get away from school shootings faster.
You could run away.
Memes.
The president called that guy a coward.
Because he is.
The president calls a lot of people a lot of things, though, so we might want to take that with a grain of salt.
I do not. That guy is an absolute coward. His job description is to help people in danger.
That's true.
Granted, he's not a soldier. It's still part of his job description to go toward the sound of gunfire.
Most people often consider like sheriff department and police and military are like two sides of the same coin.
Unfortunately, it is, but they don't get a break.
They should definitely be separated.
They are essentially downrange nonstop.
Yeah.
Which is why so many of them have heart attacks and die at like 50.
Most people say that
anxiety nonstop.
Yeah, and they are free, not free. What do you call it? They last like 5 years on the job. Most people quit before 5 years, and most of them end up divorced. Really puts wear and tear on your relationships when your job is like terrible like that.
Yeah, because it's nonstop. You don't ever get a break.
I think one of the things that we should try to focus on and figure out how to do is remove the taboo of guns from our society. What I mean by that is we should stop paying heed to, oh, he's got a gun. No, what are you, some kind of savage? No, this firearm, just like any other thing, is a tool. And just because you don't like what this tool is used for doesn't mean that I do either. That's part of life. Everybody dies, and sometimes you got to protect yourself. So we need to like get away from this, guns are bad mentality. Just completely like remove the taboo from it and just be like, guns. Who cares? It's a gun.
I'm kind of right there with you. The more I look into it, the more I discover that the people who are most against guns are people with the least experience.
Yeah.
They've never shot one. They've never held one. They've never been close to one. Even if you just go to the range for one day with a random buddy who teaches you nothing and you shoot a couple times, you'd be like, oh, this isn't that crazy.
Yeah.
This is kind of fun to the extent of target shooting can be fun. And you kind of understand it a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I'd never shot an AR. I never even held one until we went to the range well into my adult life. It was, last year that we went there?
Oh, it was a couple months ago.
Well, I mean, on a
ago.
technical, on a calendar, it was last year, right?
Oh, yeah, last year.
But I learned about shooting even then. I learned about my own gun. I have a Ruger 1022, which you can lock the trigger backwards so that it's constantly in the fire position. Like if you're going to squeeze the trigger,
and then
you can lock it
makes
back
the
like
gun
that.
To where you can't shoot at all.
Right, exactly. And I didn't. It's evidently for people that know anything about or gun nuts or whatever. The 1022, that's like the Achilles heel on it. Nobody likes that they did that because it's such a pain in the ass to get the trigger to go back to where it needed to be because the lock is just strange. But when we went to the range, I handed my firearm over to the guy. He checked it and he locked the trigger back. And then I spent a good 15 minutes trying to figure out how to get my trigger to work. Finally, I had to have the guy come over and show me.
The round was almost done with shooting, and popped a single shot. You were sitting there fiddling with your rifle.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm running out of ammo over here. What are you doing over there?
Yeah. The guy I had to swallow some pride with that one. The guy came over and he explained to me. He was like, "Yeah, most people with 1022s, he's like, everybody hates Ruger for doing this. I mean, they're wonderful rifles, super. The action on them's great.
That's actually the platform they use for the Olympics.
Oh yeah,
with the skiing and then shooting. It's the Ruger 1022, except they've made it not semi-auto, so you have to charge it. But they have that little tiny handle, so you shoot and then use your trigger finger, rack the slide real quick, and keep shooting. It's pretty awesome.
Have you well, I don't know where I was going with that, but so I did not, like I say, I never shot an AR before. You had that scope on there.
Yeah, that was a civilian version of an ACOG.
Okay, all right. So it's got like a crosshair, but it's got two crosshairs on the scope. So you can use the one in the center for short range. You can use the one on the bottom for like long range. I thought that shit was ingenious.
Yeah, to an extent. The one in the center is for 100 meters.
Okay.
And the second one was for 200 meters.
Right.
Which is where the majority of your targets are going to show up in almost any situation.
Okay.
And then it also had tick marks for 3, 4, 5, and 6, and maybe 7 or 8. I can't remember.
How many people do you know that can even make a shot past like 200 meters?
With an ACOG, everyone.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Yeah. Without an ACOG, anyone who's trained on it.
Okay.
I could make 300-meter shots, no problem.
And what about
with iron sights?
What about past that?
Well, then you start getting into the effective range of the rifle itself.
Oh, okay.
And someone out there is going to yell at me and scream at me for being a veteran and not remembering. But it's like the max effective range is like of the M4 is like 500 meters for a point target,
right,
and 800 meters for an area target. What that essentially means is you can blast somebody in the spleen at about 500 meters, but it might not kill them.
Yeah.
But it'll take them out of the fight.
Oh, okay.
And at 800 meters, you can hit the broadside of a barn or a truck, and you'll scare the shit out of somebody.
Okay. Well, with that, we got about 2 minutes left, so that's probably a good stopping point. Once again, everybody, this podcast was produced and mixed at Audiobadger Studios. I appreciate it, Bryce. And if you would cue the music.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everybody, for listening.
Good night. Goodbye. Adios.